Looks like I'm live. And you know what? Today's Sunday. I got a rare day off where everyone who I live with is at Disneyland, and I don't go to Disneyland because I don't like Disney so much. Way before Disney, well, I don't know if way before, but before the whole Amber Johnny thing blew up, I was not a fan of Disney. And, when they got, let's just say, rid of Johnny, well, that just made it that much worse. So I don't want to ever go back to Disneyland. But I will note Tokyo Disneyland is not quite the same as the Disneyland in America. What's up, Shadow? Nice to see you. What's up, We Evo? We Evo Barlow. What's up, Tao King? So basically, American Disneyland is, very PC. There are fights once in a while. I heard there was a Disneyland streaker. Crazy things in America, but in Tokyo, it's just good old fun Disneyland. Nothing bad happens. All the character all the characters are as they were like in the 1950s when they were imagined by Walt Disney or whatever. It's all good. It's like when you were a kid. But even so, and I'll have to say that still pays people in Japan to work the concession stands and rides and things like that. It's good for the economy. So there is a good side to it. But then again, Disney does get probably 80% of that money, 90% of that money. And the fun fact is they're liars. Because what they say is, and I'm sure you know this, they say Tokyo Disneyland. Well, I got one fun fucking fact. There is no Tokyo Disneyland. I think I said the F word, but I did say the F word. If you say it in the first 7 seconds, I think the video can't be monetized, but we're way past the first 7 seconds. I've got 2 minutes, so I hope I'm good. Is my super chat still there? Did they get me? What's up, Kim? Nice to see you. What's up, Lols? Nice to see you. I think I'm gonna give a credit card number later. Not my credit card. It's a prepaid credit card to see if somebody can like super chat with it because it's not working here, but it's only got like $1 on it anyway. So that'll see if I'm actually still rolling. Oh Lord. What's up, Mary? Nice to see you. What's up, Lols? Nice to see you. Alrighty then. Let's see if I can get this on my YouTube, which I can't always do for whatever silly reason. Wait. It says wait, hold on. It says this is private. What the fud? Hold on. It says this is private, which is really weird, but it should be public. So I got to check that really quick. Hang on. Yeah, it says public. It's for some reason on my YouTube when I put this up it says private, but I guess it that can't be right. It can't be right. It must be all right. Anyway, what's up, McKay? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. All right. What's up, Laura B? Nice to see you. So, all right. As I was saying, the Disneyland here is not actually as PC correct as the American one, but Disney gets most of the money, so I still don't like to go. So anyway, what's up, Deborah? Nice to see you. Thank you for the membership. What's up, Woois, if I'm saying that right? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. And we're chilling here. I put in a Meghan Markle video the other day. It got like 200 views. Then it jumped to like 1,800 pretty quick. At one point, I was like, you know what? Why am I making these Meghan videos? It's like I kind of care, but not really. But then the other day, I realized, well, it's still in the news. I follow the news, so I guess I'll keep following it. I mean, if all the news sources are going to report on Meghan, I'm not just going to stop. I stop when the bigger guys stop. What's up, Langville? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. So, what some people like to say to small channels, I'm going to say small as like under 100,000 or like under 50,000 is pretty small. So when you say to a small channel what you should and shouldn't report based on your what's the word I'm looking for? Morals, your values. Well, you got to say that to the bigger channels first. Like, we're going to follow the leader, you know? So, like, somebody like that has 1 million subscribers, or 500,000 or 500,000 follows someone who's got like a couple of million, 10 million. They report on the 10 million guys. I report on like 100K guys, 500K guys, and the millions guys. So the little guy's not just going to stop first. The first to stop has to be the big guys. Then the little guys will stop because then the traction will kind of bleed off a little bit. So it's kind of irritating when people come around here and say, you shouldn't report on this because of your morals and your values and you're a bad person giving them attention. And it doesn't quite work like that. I'm on a ladder and I'm following the people on top. So if I stop, it doesn't matter. That's like knocking down the ladder on the lower end when it's going up from the higher ends, if you get my drift. So anyway, all right, here's the newest news. This person, Shane, what's his name? Shane McGowan, I think. Shane McGowan, how do you say it? Shane McGowan's wife, at his funeral, he unfortunately passed, mentioned Johnny Depp, and put Johnny Depp on the spot. Now, at first, and this is just my opinion, at first I was like, it's a funeral. You know, she could say what she wants, and she can, but like, she doesn't seem so upset that her husband died. She's like kind of, hey, and you know, Johnny, you forgave her. It's almost like she's so happy to be getting attention, she doesn't even really care so much. She's not crying. She's not like struggling to get it out. She's just like, you know, here, let's take a look for a second. I don't think Sky News is gonna copyright me. Most big places don't copyright unless your name's Warner Bros. Then sometimes you do. I'm not kidding. Warner Bros. Has copyrighted a Catwoman reaction I put up like 4 years ago. I guess they're still checking to maximize their value, but we know Warner Bros. Gets the big thumbs down around here. All right, so let's take a look at this for a split second or more.
When Johnny had a court case involving his ex-wife, Amber, and Shane had a long conversation with you, didn't he, and urged you to forgive Amber. Yeah. He just thought it was the best thing to do because he just believed genuinely in forgiveness. And I'm sure you have by now, haven't you? Of course you have. Of course you have. But yeah, he just wouldn't hold a grudge against anyone. He just wouldn't see the bad in.
See, I don't know, man. Like, I'll have to get to that, Kay. Absolutely. I just haven't had a chance to make many videos. I've got one in the lineup now, but at top worst celebrities of 2023. Obviously, Amber's number 1, Meghan Markle's number 2, and then mixed up to, you know, number 12, Bill Cosby, Harry, Ellen, Oprah. But yeah, obviously Amber's number 1. Again, it's not the first time she made the worst celebrity of the year. So that's always funny. But I mean, if you get my drift here, this lady is just like, hey, Johnny, all right. Oh, Shane, you know, he was like this, he was like that. Like, shouldn't she be like all busted up, like crying, like mascara coming down her face? Like, she can't say it. It's so difficult. What's up, Ross? Nice to see you. Ross is doing great, man. Ross is on like 720 subs. And I think when I subscribed, did I just like wipe my face on live? That's terrible. But anyway, I think when like Ross started, he was like on 80 subs or 50 subs or something. So I think he's gonna get to 1,000. If you're not subbed to Ross, definitely check him out. If someone could put, well, by someone I mean maybe if Laura B could put Ross's channel link in there, maybe he'll get like 1 more. Or 2 or 3, or maybe he'll get 23 more because we got 23 people watching, but some of you are already subscribed. Anyway, what's up, Dina? Nice to see you. I do have to say that anything about age is not really a good idea. I understand in other ways, but this was not a great idea. I mean, if she really had a purpose to what was the purpose to mentioning that? Like, she was trying to make the point that her husband was a forgiving guy at his funeral. All right, that's fine and dandy, but why use someone in the audience who's right there who has, you know, a very sensitive button to all of it? I just something weird about it. I haven't seen her whole speech. Maybe she starts breaking down and crying, and she's like, "Sorry, sorry, I can't do this." But I don't know. Keep watching a little piece by piece. Let's see.
Anyone, and particularly towards the end, he became like, when I first met him, he was very much a humanitarian and a socialist, and he loved people, but he didn't necessarily demonstrate that to his friends always. He could be quite cantankerous and rude and, sometimes hostile. And I'm sure the Pogues will attest to that.
All right. I mean, maybe she's more uppity here, remembering the good things about Shane and things like that. I don't know, man. Like when you're at a funeral, I mean, I've been to a few. I'm in my mid-40s. I've got some of my family still around, but a lot of them passed away. And when I'm in a funeral, and it's someone I actually cared about, like a husband or a parent or someone very close, usually you're not up there like, and they thought this and they thought that, and that was great and that was cool. Hey, Johnny, I don't know. It's a little weird. It's sitting weird. I mean, the biggest problem in the world right now, I think, is people take things out of context. Politically, with celebrities, just everything is, clips of 1 minute or 4 minutes or even, 10 seconds. And then people make their whole opinion about people on just these clips. So I don't want to take a couple of minutes of her and bust her up totally, but I don't know. I'm kind of losing my internet. My internet's terrible, man. Oh, Lord. One bar on my internet. So anyway, if someone wants to jump on here, I'll just take a guess because I'm just chilling. I'm drinking some orange juice, actually. Thanks, Angel. I guess I see one bar sometimes. I get nervous because I don't got the best setup, but I want to at least be clear and smooth. For to either get angry, it's like they're just looking. Yeah, that's true, but I think a lot of that comes from out of context. That's what the whole news is. Like the right takes the left out of context, the left takes the right out of context, this celebrity takes this celebrity out of context, this politician takes this politician out of context, and then before you know it, you don't know anything about anyone except, this little clip, like the Elon Musk anti-Semitism thing recently. It was like one tweet that was just responding to something that wasn't actually against like all Jewish people. Now he's anti-Semitic. How about let's look at his like 50,000 tweets over the last 5 years and let's figure out if he's anti-Semitic or not. Let's take like the full context of people. That's the whole thing. That's the whole reason, while we're coming full circle here, the whole reason that, Amber did so bad is because in full context, it was all bad. Same thing with like Meghan Markle, pretty much in full context, she ain't that great, right? So, when you watch Elon Musk say, go fuck yourself to his advertisers in that one clip, it might seem like, he's like off the rails, and it was pretty crazy. But if you watch the full context of what he was saying, he mentions Disney, and he doesn't sound like this crazy guy who's, on this kamikaze mission to ruin X or ruin Twitter, if you want to call it, or whatever. He makes a lot of sense. Let me center myself better. So, what he said was he's sick of people virtue signaling, putting out a great opinion and saying they care so much whilst doing evil things behind the scene, and that was perfect. So anyway, my point is, my long rounded point, because I'm just going to keep talking. I'm going to chill here for a long time. Unless like the view count goes to like 5 people or I like have nothing left to say, I'm just going to keep going for a while because I usually can't do lives this long. I see Colonel Kurtz go for like 10 hours. That'll never be me. I think 2 hours and like 20 minutes is my record, and I'm sure I had someone on with me. So also depends on the news. There's not so much going on, but there's some things going on. Obviously, Aquaman 2 is coming out, and I thought there'd be more news on that. I thought it'd be a little bit more, what's going on, more edge of your seat kind of articles coming out, what's going to happen, following the cast around, seeing what they're saying, analyzing things. Maybe the cast would get themselves in trouble, or someone would slip up and say something about Amber, or maybe she'd say something, or she'd show up somewhere where she was uninvited or something relating to Aquaman 2, or I just imagined a little more going on at this point in time. And we've just got really slow news, box office prediction every week or so, or every 5 or 6 days, or something like that. I'm still feeling the ickies for Elon from the whole JD challenge while he was doing JD's wife and JD's house. Yeah, I don't really care about that anymore, Kim. I mean, I just think Elon Musk has ascended so far above that. And when Elon was dating Amber, to be fair, was that 2015? So yeah, I don't approve that Elon was doing that stuff, but that was not the Amber that now after 6 or 7 years or something of knowing her. That was the youngest, hottest version of what's she going to be like in the future, Amber. So, and, so I just don't hold him to that anymore. He kept really quiet on it for a long time. Did he help it with money? Maybe. And when you're actually sleeping with someone, and you're a guy, you tend to help that person out with money. You just do. And, but he's almost never mentioned it. And most recently, his brother wrote that book, how they couldn't stand her. He tweeted out her, cosplay thing. So, I mean, yeah, he handled it pretty good afterwards. There's been, since I guess he covered some donations, we proved that, 200 grand or something. But since then, it just hasn't been real definitive proof of him actually following up, or, the big theory is that she's got something on him, that she's got some secret sex tape or something he doesn't want to get out. And my theory is this: he's a pretty no holds barred guy. And I think at this point he would have called it out. He would have said, just release the tape. I don't give a shit anymore. You can't, if someone's got a sex tape on you, are you going to let them control you for your entire life? Or say, okay, put it out. It'll get out. People forget. What's her face? Pamela Anderson had a sex tape come out with Tommy Lee Jones. It was big news for that month around when it came out, but then everybody forgot about it. I even saw it. It was actually mostly him, 80% him and 20% her. So it was not even a great sex tape because mostly guys watch that. So, and I just forgot about it. Really no big thing. So even if Amber had a sex tape, Elon Musk is a lot bigger now than Pamela Anderson was, but she was pretty big. So, what would happen is it would come out, and if Amber's on it, she might not want to release that with her on it. It would come out, it'd be huge, and then it would just die down and, go to the graveyard of celebrity sex tapes that are out there, and it really wouldn't be a big thing. And I think Musk knows that, and I don't think he'd let her just hold his feet to the fire forever because of that. What's up, Carla? What's up, Water Dragon? Nice to see you guys drifting in here. Let's continue for a minute.
But towards the end, he just told everybody how much he loved them. Nurses in the hospital were almost shocked because he would say, I love you. And he'd never even met them before. He'd just say, I love you. He loved, obviously, Zakiti, who's here today. She shared a beautiful piece of information with me, which is that Shane was the first person to have told her that he loved her.
I mean, right. Yeah. But also, who cares about it? It's not people just talk about her. No one says like they have a sex tape. Ooh, people don't seem to care so much in this day and age. So my point is, I don't think even if Amber had that, it would be such a big deal where, and I've said this before, like, I guess like Elon Musk wouldn't want people to see his pee-pee, but he'd be having sex with like beautiful, gorgeous women. And that's not that embarrassing, really. It's actually something to brag about. So there's that too. If it was like some kind of a strange, crazy fetish thing, I guess he wouldn't want it out. But it was probably just a regular thing. All right, I'm talking about it too much. Anyway. Am I off base here? Or does she seem a little bit kind of like happy for not a little bit too happy to be at a funeral? What's up, Liz? Nice to see you. So if anyone wants to jump on here, I'm doing an open mic. You could just jump on. I'll give people like a 10-minute spot or something like that. But up to you. I'm gonna chill as long as I can. It's like 10 p.m. Got 36 people, pumped up a little bit from like 25 or whatever. If you want to just listen to my BS on a Sunday morning, that would be great. Maybe Colonel Kurtz will stop by, or someone, or Come Geek Some never stop by ever. Tug used to stop by once in a while, but if he ever did stop by, or if he ever when he has stopped by, then it's pretty much his live stream because he just keeps talking, and I'm just kind of like, and he just does the live stream, which is cool, but I kind of feel a little bad because he's got a big channel. He doesn't really have to take the time to do it, but I guess if that's his style, he does that sometimes. So, okay. And, but yeah, it's been a while. So yeah, let's see. Shane's service was more of a celebration of his life. It's much better to send off a loved one, in my opinion. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that very well could be. But even so, it's not like, look, if someone, what's up, Real Pamster? If someone you really care about dies, you can't control yourself. You're not like, well, this is a celebration, so I'll be happy. Then I'll be sad. Then I'll be happy. Then I'll be sad. If you really cared about the person, you're sad. You're saying, I don't care. It's a celebration. I know it's supposed to be, but I'm just so sad I can't do it. You know what I mean? Your emotion should overtake, like, oh, this is an event. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I get that. But, what's up, Bernice? Nice to see you. That was cheesy. I do cheesy shit. I guess it's on purpose for reaction. Nice to see you. Look, this sweater's got a rip. This sweater's 10 years old. Will you believe that? 10 years old. I'll drink to that. So the thing is, when you have kids, I'm sure some of you know, I guess even one, mostly for the husband, no offense, ladies, because mostly for the husband, what's up, Lily? Correct me if I'm wrong, but things I buy are now completely 100% last on the list for the family, right? It's like my stuff, how I look, my clothes is last on the list. Then my wife, because women still do their hair, they get some makeup, they get some jewelry, they're women. So that comes above my spending, and I get that. I'm not about, men aren't about vanity. I'm not complaining, I'm not comparing. It should be that way, but that's how it is. So then my wife's personal stuff is like second up from last, and my shit's last. So it turns out this shirt here is like 7 years old. This one here is like 10 years old, but I guess fine. What's up, Lola? Nice to see you. Yeah, I'm not saying dad's last on the list of like importance. Like the father's an important part of the family. But when it comes to certain things like eating dinner, it's like, well, feed the kids first, then the wife eats, you eat what's left over. It works for me now in my 40s. I lost 10 pounds. It helps my diet because I used to sit down, eat a full dinner, then eat leftovers. Now I'm like, whoa, I'm not even going to buy a dinner for myself. I'm not going to make anything for myself because there's always leftover stuff because, that's how it is. Well, thank you if that's about me. If it's not about me, then I guess cool. But yeah, I got this one thing right here. I guess it's like a mole. I might have it taken off. Like for like $50, they just take it off. I mean, I guess why not? If it was like a couple of hundred, no way. Like $50. All right, maybe. Then again, who cares? Then again, it's got maybe some character. It might actually be a good thing. What's up, Martha? Thank you, Langbo. I appreciate that. And I'm not actually joking because I'm drinking some orange juice. What's up, Chairman? Not Chairman. I guess you're more than one person there. Yep, everyone's doing pretty well. What's up, Jeff B? Nice to see you, man. And we got Lisa still lying in bed. I'm exhausted. If you want to jump on, you can. I appreciate that. That is the first super chat of December because this would be the first live of December. That cheesy kind of shit. I don't know how people put up with it. I guess because I'm not actually being cheesy. It's just kind of like sarcasm and stuff. But Lisa, we got a screenshot and we got a shout out. And if you want to jump on, I will be here as long as I can because no one's here. Everyone's in Disneyland. I have work tomorrow, but I don't have work until the afternoon. So I don't have to wake right up. I could get up at like 10. So I could drink some orange juice till about 2 a.m. Then I could get up at about 10. So what is the link? Well, I'll give you the link and you could come on with your accent. Here's the link. And yeah. Tal's been on here a few times. I know Tal's, speaks pretty clear and everything. So, and we got Osaka-chan. You could jump on. If you guys have some orange juice, go right ahead and drink some orange juice at your own leisure. I won't get involved. Let's see. I actually got a, okay. But, yeah, we're going to give Lisa some props. And Lisa, you're always welcome. So, yeah, you can come on and tell us what's new with your house and your love for Johnny, which some of us share. And, yeah, that's about it. That's about it. So this is some of the news. There's another thing I wanted to talk about, but I can't quite remember because I forget things.
And I just think, for so many people, he was just so full of love and I'm feeling so much love now from him that I don't think he can go away. I don't think love can go away, can it? I really just don't. Yeah.
Okay, that's it from Sky News. That would be it. Anyway. Yeah, I guess I agree, sure. I mean, well, it depends now. Because sometimes, yeah, there have been people I've loved. And relationships sometimes do go in different directions. But I think overall, she's got a point in most cases. I just don't think you can actually make an assessment 100% for anything unless it's like mathematical. But as far as feelings and emotions, there's really no 100% anyway with anything. There's always going to be a sliding scale. But, let's see what else we got. What else did I want to talk about, man?
I mean, he just loved.
See, maybe Sky News will give me a copyright claim. But that won't affect any super chat I get, doesn't affect it. So that's direct. So that's good. They take the ad revenue though. But, it would be actually very sick if they took super chats because those are supposed to be directly for the creators. And if YouTube took that by, that would be pretty sick, but they don't. What's up, PE? Nice to see you. So I'll read what this person said. I'm not going to sit here and judge her for saying what she said about Johnny and Scrambler's situation, as I'm sure her heart was in the right place. I guess so. Give me an example of what it means to forgive. To forgive someone, it doesn't mean to forget what the person that wronged you did. Forgiveness is a way of healing. and a way to move forward. Well, no. If you don't actually forgive them, then that's not actually forgiveness. If you get my drift. Right. You forgive them so you can move forward, but that's different than actually forgiving them, right? So like I hate to bring up sad topics, but I watch court TV these days, and once in a while I'll watch those, like those murder court cases where, someone's son or daughter got murdered. And the point is, sometimes a family says, well, I hope one day I can forgive you so I can move on. And they don't want to forgive the murderer for doing it. You'll never forgive them, but they want to forgive them so they can move on. So it's a different forgiveness than actual forgiveness. Forgiveness is like, okay, you crashed my car, you put a dent in it. Some time goes by, I forgive you. I really forgive you. I'm not mad anymore. That's really forgiving someone. Or it's like, okay, you gambled $100 and that was stupid. You got drunk and, you should have told me about that, sweetheart. I forgive you. But if it's like, okay, well, you murdered my son, I forgive you. No. It's like, well, you abused me and defamed me. I forgive you. I really forgive you. No. You never totally forgive someone for that. That's always going to be on their permanent record. It's just, come on. That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, you could forgive them on your side for you to move on, but you can't forgive them as far as clean the record, if you know what I mean. Not like Johnny's, I forgive you, Amber, clean record. Let's get back together. Oh, go make movies again. No, if you get my drift, there's two forgivenesses. One for you, one for the person. And I'm not sure what this person's talking about here. To hold a grudge means to be stuck in the same hole for years to come. No one wants to feel anger for long periods of time. I can personally say that I have forgiven people who have wronged me, but will never forget what they did. Well, I think part of forgiving is forgetting what they did. I mean, not literally forgetting, but forgetting what they did as far as you're not going to think about it when you judge them moving forward. Like I just said, if you have like a teenager that crashes your car, you're not going to take away the license for the rest of their lives. You know what I mean? So you truly forgive them for crashing the car and you clean the record, but you don't forget it. It's a complicated thing, I guess. And if this person is premium, though, they could have explained it. How do I? You've been on here plenty of times. Just click this link right here. So anyway, Lisa, thank you so much for that super chat. I'm gonna move on though because the chat's rolling. We got a couple of people in here. Feel free to come on anytime. You will have a shout out. Well, right, but not thinking about them is not forgiving them. Not forgiving them means you're forgiven, now you're back on the same status, okay? If my son writes in black marker all over my white curtains, I'm never going to forget it, and I'm not going to think about it, but I'll forgive him. I'll forgive my son, we buy new curtains, we move on, we never think about it. But that doesn't mean I won't forget it. So if you get my drift, like to forget about it means like you don't care anymore. Like Johnny will never forget about what Amber did. He can forgive her to a certain extent, but not ever totally. If he really forgave her, that means they're back on good terms again. That means they can be on good terms. He forgave her. You know what I mean? Or else there's no complete forgiveness. You can't forgive someone, but at the same time hold it against them. It's like one or the other. Who said that about forgiving? Well, it was Shane's wife and this poster here on X. Some other people said things. I respect their opinions, but my personal thoughts are that it was not the time or the place to make such a statement, especially knowing it was being watched by people all over the world. It was disrespectful and insensitive to Johnny. And yeah, I got to agree, man. Like, you can't expect everybody. Right, Kim, what I'm saying is there's two types of forgiveness, okay? That's one forgiveness that you're saying. But I'm saying forgiveness means you actually aren't mad and you actually are cool with the person again. So you're talking about one, I'm talking about the other. What's up, Lisa? You look great. Unbelievable. You got the John. Is that Johnny? Wait, let's make
Oh,
you.
hold on. I gotta plug it up. It's been a while. Sorry about that.
Okay. Wait, is that Johnny?
It is.
Unbelievable. You look good. You look good. We both got the sweater.
It says 211 Bar and Grill on it. It's from up north.
What's up, Astrid? Nice to see you. So what's the temperature there? Not in your room, but just in general.
40. It's 36 right now. No
Will
snow.
you believe me? Will you believe me if I told you I have no idea what that means?
It's going to be about Celsius.
Celsius. What is it, about 20?
I'm trying to think of the formula. My son-in-law taught me the exact
Oh,
formula.
I don't know, man. I think
It's
90
warm.
degrees for you is like 30 for me or something.
30's freezing point.
Right, but for us that's like 85, 90.
85, 90 would be about 70 here. I would say it had to be about 50 Celsius, 55 Celsius.
And we got Osaka. You got some cartoony thing on there.
Cartoony thing.
Yeah, it looks like you got some kind of cartoons in your pajamas or something.
Poncho with cats.
Oh, it's a poncho.
I like it.
Yeah, it's great. I think you beat us both. But Lisa's got Johnny, so I think Lisa's got the win overall, but I think I'll give it to you on the poncho there. So
Yeah,
She
like
wins. She has Johnny Depp right there.
yeah, I take him to school with me. He's usually in my room, but I've got a really surly bunch of kids this year, and I don't feel like fighting them off him. He goes around school with me. He plays basketball. He goes into the main office. He goes into geography.
okay.
Goes in the cafeteria and helps the kitchen people. He's cool down.
Hello, everyone in the chat room, by the way.
Yeah.
And
So
I have my dog right here. She might pop up.
that's nice.
You do look like you lost weight, John.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you.
do.
Yeah, I lost 10 pounds. Well, no, I lost 10 kilos, which is more than 10 pounds last
Right.
year. So when I went to my physical to get my weight back, because look, no, I'm mid-40s, so I've been eating crap. I had colon surgery. I'm sure I mentioned it here a couple of months ago, and I still didn't get my diet totally right, but it helped. It helped me. I mean,
Your
I
hair
just
looks healthier too.
no, thank you. I appreciate that, and it's
Yeah,
the
you look
camera, but I just can't not eat what I want sometimes. I just can't, you know what I mean? I can never have full control. I'm always going to once in a while. And when you have kids, if you know you have kids, you know, they get crap. They love McDonald's, they love Domino's pizza, they love, you know, ramen noodles we have here, which was pretty crap unless you get like the real actual handmade, you know, noodles. But like and when they're eating that stuff, I have 3 full boxes of candy and Doritos and Oreos and shit right up there. I mean, once in a while, I just dip my hand in it, you know?
Yeah, it's like someone who's
Nothing
trying
wrong
to quit
with that.
smoking, but everyone in the house smokes.
Yeah, I heard if you quit smoking, because I never smoke, but I heard if you quit and people around you smoke, it makes it, you know, pretty bad.
It's worse, a secondhand smoke.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or you just feel like having one because, right?
Yeah, the cravings. I don't smoke, so but I've seen family members that it's happened to.
22 pounds. It doesn't make sense because I was never like 22 pounds overweight, I don't think.
I never thought you to be overweight at all, but you
Yeah, so
now you look
that-
different.
maybe they told me 10 kilos. But anyway, I'm eating better. And I heard, we're a little off topic here. Sorry, guys. I guess we'll talk about diet for a minute. I heard from a random person online. He's like, I'm in my 40s. I'm a 40-year-old guy. I stopped eating bread and I feel much better. He said, I stopped eating carbs and I feel much better. He said, I feel less achy. I feel like I have more energy. But it's like not possible to not eat bread for me. I need it for like sandwich and like it's like a support
Yeah.
food,
Well,
right?
there's different grades of bread too. Some is very healthy for you. Can you see the grains in your
Yeah,
bread?
it's like there's certain types. If you eat like wheat bread, it's much better rather than eating like the
The white.
white bread.
Well, unfortunately, I got like the white Wonder Bread from like the, but I used to get soy bread, but they stopped selling it around me. But I never trust the factory made shit anyway. They say soy bread, but how much percentage is actual? Even when it says 100%, I don't believe it.
The thing is, if you try to go on a healthy diet, it's more expensive and it's more difficult, especially if you have kids. Because it's like almost like they have to go on the diet with you. Otherwise, your wife is making like 2 different sets of meals, one specifically just for you, and then one for her and all the kids. So,
No, she just throws together whatever. We buy food
yeah,
a lot.
does sound like if you were to do that, it would be more difficult for her.
Yeah, she works full time, so I
It's
understand.
the same thing. I could live with pasta, and if I go a week without it, my body gets used to it. But it's one of those foods and carbs that make you want more. You eat to your full, but all of a sudden you want more. It's the weirdest thing. Spaghetti.
Yeah, that's how like French fries and shit is. You just
Yeah.
like sour cream and onion potato chips. I eat more. Some I just want more. So
Right. Ugh.
like
I mostly do the cooking at home, so I kind of have to like get voted on what they want for dinner.
you have kids?
No, just 2 adult people do all the cooking for.
That's good.
2 degrees Celsius.
Where you are?
36 Fahrenheit is 2 degrees Celsius.
Oh, right. That's right.
Yeah, because 0 would be the freezing point for Celsius, right?
Mm-hmm.
And 32 is freezing point in Fahrenheit. So
That's true. Thank you, Laura B. We got a Euro super chat from Laura B. It looks like it's got to be a joke. It's a hamburger.
Oh, good one, Laura.
It's one of those vegan burgers.
All right, here we go. Cheers. You got a super sticker. Cheers.
Yes to that.
Quick.
Okay. I kind of hate talking about food because it's so freaking basic, but it's also kind of good. Like I meet someone new, I'm like, wait, we're talking about food. This has got to be boring because like anyone can talk about it. So let's move on. That's my fault.
Speaking of food,
yeah.
did you hear in the news what happened in Hokkaido?
No.
Apparently, thousands upon thousands of fish washed up along shore, and they were all frozen. Like they're already frozen when they washed up. So all these fishermen have been going to this beach to collect this fish because it's really expensive fish, like for sushi. And they like took a picture of it. It's like wow.
That's crazy.
Like anyone can do that. Like if I lived there, I could just go scoop some up, right? There's no law against.
Yeah, they said anyone can go there. It's a public beach, and the thing,
Wow,
like
that's
they
great.
said, basically, it's Christmas for these fishermen because the fish is so expensive. Like they sell for thousands of dollars this type of fish.
And where's that at?
It happened in Hokkaido.
Wow.
But they don't know what caused the fish to suddenly freeze and then wash up in shore.
I'd probably say coldness.
Yeah. Just thinking, like maybe a cold wind blew by.
Must have been. All right, so let me read this comment. So first of all, wait, let me get X back up here. So Lisa, have you been listening a little bit about this person who's talking about?
I can bottom line this as far as I'm concerned. When I went to see Johnny and Jeff Beck in Vegas last year, and Laura B got to go, the real Laura B, and Popcorn Planet guy Andy got to go backstage. The one thing that Laura really affected her, because they talked to him for an hour or two, was when she asked Johnny, does he hate Amber? And he had a very quick response. He said, how can I hate someone I don't think about? So that's just such a classy answer. It's ridiculous. And I'm sure Victoria has heard him say that before, that he just doesn't think about her. So I think her saying that was so out in the stratosphere. I have no clue where that came from, but time and a place, and I don't think that was it. That's my opinion.
Well, I would love to ask a follow-up to Johnny. If you did think about it, what would you think? I mean, honestly, it's a little bit of a diversion from the answer, to be honest. It kind of sidelines the answer a little bit.
I just don't think that she should have said it. I think it was a diss to Johnny. He's never once said anything.
Oh, I'm in agreement with you on that. Yeah, it was in a very public place too. Not
He
only
doesn't
public,
do
but also,
interviews.
you
He
know,
never responds. Lately, he's had anytime he talks to somebody, they almost have to sign a contract saying they won't ask him about Amber. He does not want to talk about the Amber era.
right,
He's over it. And that just, I don't know. I felt like that was throwing a dart at him. I don't know. That's aside.
Yeah, I mean, look, as a human being, you can't not think about things. Johnny, no human being controls exactly what they think about. Thoughts pop in and out.
It's a metaphor. It's a metaphor, though. It just, all he's saying is he doesn't sit and dwell on it. He doesn't hate her.
Right.
She doesn't mean anything to him anymore. He didn't choose any negative words whatsoever. He didn't say one bad word about her. He just, and I think that people just have a hard time respecting that. It's just crazy.
Well, they also want it for their own platform or whatever when they're talking to him.
Well, she got it. She'll get lots of interviews and covers of magazines for that one, or something will happen for her.
Well, everyone's forgetting too what Johnny Depp said in the courtroom. Like, after this, you're never going to lay your eyes upon me again, and I'm not going to think of you. You're not going to exist to me, only the future. He did not want to
why he wouldn't look at her.
He wants to focus on the positive. I think this lady, though, I think she probably lost a lot of clients. Think about it. She was on Amber's side, testifying on behalf of Amber, talking about Johnny during the trial. She probably lost a lot of clients now who don't want to go to her for therapy, for help.
Is that Victoria Shane McGowan's wife? Is that who we're talking about? Is that Shane McGowan's wife?
Yeah, this is his wife.
I don't remember her being on Amber's side, but that doesn't mean I know that.
I don't either. You talking about this lady was on Amber's side?
The one who's saying that Johnny needs to forgive Amber?
Yeah.
That's Shane McGowan's wife. He was the best.
She made like some kind of like small statement, but she was like not saying she's choosing sides, but it was obvious whose side she was on. If you were listening to her.
I can't remember it. I just can't remember it, to be honest.
Yeah, it was really small. Because no one even knew who she was. She's just there for like
I actually can't remember either way. So, yeah, if you say so,
I think like because now because those who do, if they did notice her, they would like look her up or whatever, and they realize like, oh yeah, she's on this person. I'm not gonna go for her.
Right. This person says JD was very close to the McGowans. He was the best man at their wedding. Victoria was not playing to the camera. She was eulogizing her husband to his closest friends and having a one-on-one with Johnny at the moment. You can't have a one-on-one with Johnny in front of like hundreds of thousands of people online plus whoever's there. That's weird.
Yeah, so it's just like it's almost like she was trying to guilt Johnny because she believed in Amber, so she was trying to like guilt Johnny into like saying, "Oh, it was the both of you. It wasn't just her. Like, you both hurt each other." Like,
oh, so you're saying she was saying, so you do forgive her. All right.
Yeah, and so it's like, so her saying for him to forgive her, it's like kind of like clean slate, but it's also like people forget when you forgive. Just because you forgive someone doesn't mean you forget, and it doesn't mean you go back to restart as if the trust that you had was never broken or betrayed or whatever. But there's other people who think it does. And she's the way she talks, it kind of sounds like she's trying to say, like, "Oh, reset her, let her have her Hollywood career again." Say something like that so that everyone in Hollywood can listen to you and forgive Amber, and she'll be back as a movie star again.
That makes sense. I mean, yeah, if the context is correct, yeah, that makes sense.
But that was a conversation between Victoria and the world. Johnny was not in that conversation.
No. So I think she's trying to.
I don't think he wants.
Like as if Johnny's watching her. Johnny's not going to watch her.
But if she did, that would be like, to be honest, like pretty fucking sick to care about Amber so much to bring that up at your husband's funeral to get Amber's good standing back.
So whenever the camera is facing her, she's like I said, not only she's trying to represent Amber, but she's also trying to boost her career to get people to look at her and notice her and have her name in their mouths.
It was just insensitive. I thought it was a tacky move.
It's inappropriate.
Yeah, I do too. And like here's what I was saying before you guys came on. Like, how can you be like at your husband's funeral, like when, you know, my mother died and my grandfather, I was so upset. I couldn't really get in any mood except just what I wanted to say. And she's just kind of like, right, Johnny? She's really like kind of grooving,
It's
like kind
really
of
rude,
smiling,
and
laughing. I don't know, man.
it's
I don't
really
know, man.
disrespectful to, you know, the person that passed away. It's supposed to be about them, the memories of them, not about you trying to push a message.
I agree.
And
Yeah,
yeah,
I agree. Yeah, I don't totally trust her. She just seems a little funky to me.
Well,
it's almost like that
that's what
influencer.
Johnny does. You know, he can't win the game all the time. He's winning in the long run, but just like when he's carrying the casket and he looked up and he just went to somebody at a camera. They're harassing the hell out of him, saying that he's getting camera time and smiling at. That dude gets a million shots a day taken at him. He is not desiring anybody to take his picture ever. All he was doing was trying to be polite, play the game. All he did was
Well,
look up and
it's
give
like
him a
when he
little
was
nod.
at John Beck's funeral and they were harassing him over there, and they're like, "Oh, he's stealing, you know, the credit and everything." You know, when it's John Beck's funeral, like, no, he wasn't. And
No.
the pictures that were taken of him were not taken during the funeral. They were taken like way after, when he was getting ready to leave. He took a picture with Jeff Beck's daughter, and they made like a big deal about it. Like, oh, look how disrespectful he is. He has time for selfies. And it's like, that was Jeff Beck's daughter, and they took a picture of him. Like,
thank you, Laura B, for the super chat. I gotta move on though, but you're gonna get a screenshot. And
Go Laura, go Laura.
Hey, Laura. I love
this
Laura.
is a pretty interesting question. Let me see if you guys could try to answer. I've got a pretty detailed answer, but I guess I'll let Lisa go first. Why are people even still talking about Amber?
Aquaman.
Oh well, yeah, but she's not. I mean, I think Aquaman is going to be just a drop in the bucket disaster. I think we already know that, but I think it's because so many Amber Heard's fans. There's so much drama around this girl, and it all seems to always be attacking Johnny unjustifiably. The guy doesn't even come into the United States anymore. I'm sure there's a reason why he's staying over in England in the Middle East, but he just doesn't want to deal with that type of, yeah. And I think that it drives people crazy. And so she's in the news, but it's not positive news. Okay. It's not positive. And
well, the reason why people have been talking about her recently is because if you follow superheroes stuff, whatever, like the trailers for Aquaman has like almost completely erased her, and then they just had their blue carpet event because they made it like look like the ocean, but she's not allowed to any of them, so it's only Jason Momoa and the other cast members who are there, and so they're like a lot of the Amber fans are getting really angry about it that she's not in it. In fact, some of them have even made death threats to Jason Momoa because she wasn't in her little 2 seconds in the trailer, wasn't there. So it's like that's why they've been talking about her a lot recently, because the other trailers have dropped and she's not in any of them.
They never stop talking about her. She's too easy to make fun of. It's like it's a comedian's dream come true. It's just, you can come up with one-liners about her forever, you know, and it is sort of sad. I don't really get on that bandwagon. Like at the beginning, it was so fun to talk about her with her pooping and all that other kind of stuff. But damn, I don't want the woman to commit suicide. I mean,
she's fine. She keeps calling the paparazzi on herself to take pictures of her in Spain as if it's like the paparazzi in the States, and that doesn't happen. They don't show up unless you call them over there.
Yeah, she's trying, but you know she spends time. She's fishing through that media. She sees a million comments a day against her, and some of them can be pretty mean. Yes, accurate at times, but I don't know. I don't feel sorry for her. Don't get me wrong there.
Remember, once upon a time, they were doing that to Johnny because of her. They were really dragging Johnny through the mud, and nobody was standing up for him. The only one that stood up for him was his fans and us YouTubers who look at the real facts and look at the real evidence and not just hearsay. So It took a few years, but finally the world turned around to look at it. And then when the court case happened, it started to make sense to them, like something that all of us fans and people who really looked at the evidence and YouTubers already knew about. Like it took E. Hacker, he was talked about for like a whole year before anyone even paid attention to him. And then
that's newsstand, Darth News, Tug came in kind of early too. But all right, here's the thing. There's really multiple answers to this. But the main thing is, what if I asked you, why are people still talking about Bill Cosby? Why are people still talking about O.J. Simpson?
They love a good saucy story.
You know, why are people still talking about anybody? The fact is, the case made history. Historical things are talked about forever. Why are people still talking about Michael Jackson? Why? It happened in the 90s or whatever, you know? So it's really, I don't want to be a dick. It's not a good question. It's a kind of, it's not a good question.
The other thing is because...
She's historical. Hold on, wait. She's historical, and historical people are going to be talked about forever. She made her mark big enough where people are going to talk about her forever in the news. Also, furthermore, she left a void, okay? So there was a lot of platforms like mine, like Tug, like Popcorn Planet, like a lot of these, you know, news sources, you know, Pop Topic, who, you know, skyrocketed because of her, and then she left a void where they've got nothing to do right now. They're just kind of hitting normal news, and views have dropped like 70%. So there are certain people still hanging on to that. And that's another more business-like answer. All right.
I agree.
So, yeah.
I think the other reason is because there's a lot of people who are like her. Like a certain amount of the generation now have that narcissistic personality. And so they automatically just cling to her. They're like, you know, listen to her because she's female. Whatever she says is correct because she got boobs. And, you know, it's just really, really stupid.
Kind of,
rather than the real fact
some boobs,
is,
not big
yeah,
boobs.
like the reason why this case was so big, but not just the fact that Johnny Depp is a celebrity, but it was the first big case where a guy who lost everything, because Johnny Depp was losing everything, for an accusation he didn't do, when in fact it was the other way around. He was the victim. And it was the first male victim to come public to say, yes, I have been abused. They did this to me. And he had to fight tooth and nail to prove that she did this to him. The video recordings, the voice recordings, all that stuff, that was stuff she planted around the house. She recorded herself abusing him. And he had to go through so many loops to show the world that, yes, she has been abusing me. He has been suffering in silence. And people think of victims, they only want to think of the female victims, and they never talk about the male victims. And so him winning was historic because it showed other male victims that it's okay to come forward, that not all victims is female. Men have been abused forever too. They just can't do it because of the way society views victims. They mostly view either women or children, but they don't want to see the men who get abused.
It's true.
Well, thank you, Lisa, once again. You could catch up as much or as little as you want. It's up to you, and I appreciate that. And I'm not gonna. I don't think I give you 2 shout-outs. I still gotta combine.
I don't care about this shout. Did you notice I misspelled a word for you because it sort of gives you a
you know,
nervous twitch.
That's okay.
I did it on purpose. A while.
So, I thought of another reason people still talk about Amber, but I was looking at that poncho so much I forgot.
Yeah.
I had another really. There are actually multiple reasons to answer that question. You know. Okay. Oh, I got it. So, okay, you guys who have been watching the channel probably hear me talk about the Star Wars situation once in a while. I compare that to the Amber situation. They're a little bit different, but there are similarities. Now, Kathleen Kennedy came in Lucasfilm. She ruined Star Wars for a lot of people. Now, the people who actually love Star Wars will never forgive her. They'll never stop talking about her, and they will always be there to be negative about her. So the people that actually care about Johnny, will never forgive Amber. They'll always be there to criticize her because of what she did to Johnny. And it's not even about whether he cares or not. He can't tell you how to feel because there's 2 Johnnies. There's the real Johnny, the human being Johnny. Then there's the actor Johnny and the characters he portrays who you love. Like, you love like Edward Scissorhands and Jack Sparrow in a different way than you love Johnny the person, if that makes sense to you, right?
True.
So what Amber ruined was the momentum of the actor Johnny. She disrupted the actor Johnny. So if you care about the actor Johnny as much as the person Johnny, you've got no reason to stop talking about her and criticizing her.
But
The
you know,
thing is
even if you don't love Johnny Depp, what she did scarred so many people. She sent so much backwards because she, you know, he let her get away with it. He's self-destructive in some ways. But when she started, finally, he said, you know, if you remember one of the first tapes coming out, he was begging her, don't do this. Don't take this public. This is not good for you or me. This is not good. And she's like, Jay, do you think they're going to believe you? And he's like, and finally, after the fight, he said, okay, sweetheart, I'll see you in court. And that's when he put the gloves on and said, I'm done playing nice guy with you. It's over.
This is also partly society's fault for letting that like far left agenda and everything take control of people's minds so much that she thought that she could just be a woman and get away with it. You know, say what you want about the right. I don't really give a shit. This is on the left here where that whole agenda got in her mind, right? Where it was like, I'm a woman, no one will believe you. That's because of that stuff, you know, the gender, skin color kind of, you know, stuff out there that just seeped into her. And she was young at that point. And young people are more impressionable with that. So, you know.
He folded to her for years just to keep her happy. Whatever you want, honey. Whatever you want. You want your friends to move into the whatever makes you happy. Whatever makes you happy.
Yeah.
It just was like he really loved her. And he did really see good in her. Like he's hanging on to the goodness that he saw in her when they started their relationship. So he was kind of like hoping that goodness, that good person would come back out and put away this whatever she's trying to do. And yeah, she was basically trying to milk him for everything he's worth. But Johnny doesn't want to think of people in a toxic way, in a negative way. It's just how Johnny is. He's forgiven. And people might see like that as a form of weakness, but it's actually a really form of strength, showing like, you know, karma's going to get you. If you're going to be rude and mean and negative to people, it's going to go around and bite you right back in the butt. And I think Taylor Swift said it best herself recently in her interview, you know, like, no point in like throwing out, you know, letting out all the garbage, all the trash, because the trash has a way of throwing itself out.
All right.
Well said.
So I think Johnny has like, plus he also knows his kids are watching him. So he's going to want to be the best him as possible for his kids. Because he even said during the trial like that's what bothered him the most. And that's what finally made him stand up, was when it started to affect his kids. When they were being bullied at school, saying, oh, yeah, your dad's a wife beater. You know, he didn't want that for his children to grow up living with and to being taught. And that's why during the trial, he fought so hard to make sure his kids were not brought in to the trial. Even though Amber's team tried several times to bring in statements from Lily Rose or from his son, like in the car, like conversations they had. And the judge is like, nope, because Johnny Depp made sure that whatever happens in this trial, his kids are not involved. He didn't want the public eye on the kids because it's not their fault what Amber did to him. They had nothing to do with that. You know, he wants to settle the court just between him and Amber.
So I gotta say, have you guys heard that Elon Musk might bring Alex Jones back to X?
Might bring what?
No, I didn't hear that.
I heard somebody putting on there they should bring him back. I haven't heard a response from.
Well, I'm not going to talk about it, but I'm making a context point here.
Yeah.
That's 13,000 posts on trending, and Johnny, I don't know if it's Johnny Depp. I'm going to guess it's Johnny Depp, has almost 50,000. So somebody who's like really hot in the news, you know, Alex is controversial. I don't care about your people's opinion, but you know he's a big controversy, and Johnny's got way more posts trending on him for what? So we're going to check. Is it Johnny Depp? Do you guys think? Or is it just some other Johnny?
Well, of course, I think it's Johnny
Depp. He's happy.
Over 50,000 posts. All right. Okay. So I read this morning that Johnny Depp had about 250 mourners stayed at a pub all night to remember Shane, and his ashes are now in the river Shannon. If I was at a pub, this would be wino. All right, so I guess these people at a pub celebrating.
That's what Shane would have wanted, though.
Yeah, I honestly don't know. I'll take your word for it. I didn't know too much about. He did the Crock of Gold. Was that a movie?
Did you watch it?
No, I don't know much about it.
It's really good, but he was totally self-destructive right out of the gate. But yeah, he was. It's a wonderful movie. I didn't think I was going to like it that much, but it had a lot of history of Ireland and what was going on, and yeah, what a life. Good movie.
I saw 3 movies in the last about 5 years.
I know, and I knew you were going to say that.
And you know what? The last movie I saw was Jake Gyllenhaal. You know Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah.
And I told my friend, because I don't know, I randomly got sick or something. I just happened to have a day off. And I said, I want to see a Jack Gyllenhaal movie. He sent me 2. I got to watch one. It was called Everest, about the people who climb Mount Everest. And I
probably wouldn't choose that one.
I like those. There's a movie called Alive where they crashed in a mountaintop and they had to, eat.
I watched that one. That one was horrific as well.
I kind of like those disaster mountain situation movies because they're kind of horror movies to me. So I watched it. Anyway, the point I'm making is I didn't see it because I don't watch movies because I can't, because I would like to, but I can't.
You can anyway, choose not to.
Let's move on to is this his wife? Yeah.
Yep.
I gotta be honest. She looks like she's really happy to be with Johnny.
He's been nothing but kind to her. He took her to the Crock of Gold. He took her to the opening, and he's just always been very tender with her. Like I said, he was the best man at their wedding. He has nothing but respect. If that's who made Shane happy, that made him happy. He's got nothing going on for her. He's just, yeah, that's half the.
It doesn't look like it's romantic. It just looks like they're really close friends.
Oh no, it couldn't possibly be romantic. I'm sure she's got no romantic feelings whatsoever. That's 100% certain.
No,
right?
I'm just saying. So many people think just because a female's standing next to him that he's with them. I mean, look what they try to write about that redhead.
I don't know. She's like this, right, couple of inches from his head.
Well, it looks like if you're in a club or you're in a bar, it gets really, really loud. And sometimes you have to get really close to hear them.
I'll tell you this. If I'm not attracted to a woman, I'm pretty friendly. I keep my distance. I don't know. I don't get like
unless
that.
You see his arm around her. I don't see his hand on her anywhere.
Yeah, but she's real close. What's she looking at?
She's talking to him.
She's talking, but she's covering her mouth.
All right. I think she's attracted to him.
I think she's attracted to him as well. I'm going to second that.
I saw a video.
No, I'm not saying that she's not attracted to him. I'm saying I don't
she's
think
attracted to him, which is more than
right
just being friendly. So she's attracted to him. So when they get close and hug and everything, she's real happy about it. Not just because they're friends, because she's attracted to him. There's a clip I made a video on a couple of days ago. Johnny's talking to these 3 girls. They're all 25. They're like this. They're attracted to him. So if they're attracted to him, she's definitely attracted to him. And it's the voice tops it all off. That's what I noticed. If Johnny had a crackly voice like Joe Pesci or something, not quite the same, right? He might still have the
There's
look.
a lot of people who are crazy about Joe Pesci. There was a girl who had a cardboard cutout of him that she took.
You get my drift. You get my drift, though. You get my drift.
He's got a sexy voice.
Yeah, he's got a deep, sexy voice, and he takes his time talking. And women like that. This slow talker. What they say about strong men is they make slow decisions. Strong men don't make quick decisions. You don't get a phone call okay, I'll do it. Oh, yeah, good idea. That's like a pussy. A strong guy takes time. They think and they talk slow, and that's what Johnny, does. And it's attractive.
I think guy's desperate for anything.
I do that in real life. When I'm on YouTube, I'm all go. On real life, I'm real calm and kind of more slow decisions. On YouTube, I got to talk. I got to entertain. So it's not really me, but there we go. 22,000. What do we think?
Flipping gorgeous, man. I drink his bathwater.
Okay, what did you just say?
I don't know.
I said I drink his bathwater.
Oh, I thought you said I drink his tap water.
No, I drink his bathwater.
Well, I
Sorry, you
heard,
just remind me of that
Johnny's
YouTuber
not
who
that
sells her
clean.
A
Come
balcony.
on.
metaphor. Come on. It's expressing how much I really think he's a cool dude.
Yeah.
I think what he did in the was it the Red Sea Festival. It just shows how much people just love him, how respectful he was the whole entire time there. Like,
Did you
it
hear
is
the little
totally
prayer he
different
did for Shane? Talk about his voice at the end when he went, "Hear us, Lord." It was down there. It was like that place had to be shaken.
So I'm looking for a couple more things.
This
Is
is
Johnny
like,
trying on an Irish accent? Wait, is this a mail online? I gotta retweet this. I might cover this.
yeah, because this is pretty sweet.
Okay, yeah. I'm a little behind the news because my wife and kids went to Disneyland and I knew I'd have tonight for a lot of time to record and stuff. So I figured, all right, let me just, take it easy for a night or whatever. So I'm a little behind, and there's also a pretty new article about the top 12 most hated celebrities of 2023.
Amber tops it again.
Yeah, obviously. And number 2 is pretty obvious. Meghan Markle, right?
Yeah.
Harry's number 5. Oprah Winfrey's number 4. Chris Brown's number 8. He should have been like number 2.
Yeah, he's a snake.
Because he actually abused Rihanna.
he's still continuing to abuse people.
Yeah, he should be number 2, right?
Yeah.
And so Alec Baldwin's wife is on it, but Alec Baldwin's not on it.
Well, you know why they really don't like her is because the first 8 years, whatever, she had this accent like she was Brazilian or something.
Spaniard. She kept saying she pretended she was from Spain. She acted like her parents were from Spain and everything.
It was all
and even when Alec Baldwin married her, he thought she was Spanish. He even said it in several interviews. Oh, my wife is Spanish. Like, no, she's not. She's Caucasian. Her parents are Caucasian. They vacationed in Spain, but that's when she was a teenager.
Like that when they did that.
And the thing that made a lot of people mad was she got movie roles, she got commercial ads, she got invited to talk shows and cooking shows because they thought she was Hispanic, and she even got put on Latina cover of the year of Woman of the Year 3 times.
Egg on her face.
And they're like, basically stole the thunder of Hispanic women who are trying to make themselves, go on that cover and whatever. Like that could have been a real, person of Latin descent or Spanish descent, but she took it, and they're just like, a Caucasian woman pretended to be us.
Well, one thing she does do really well is bake babies. But she pops a kid out every 9 months.
It takes 2 to tango. She's not making it by herself.
I'm not putting her down. I'm complimenting her because she's a yoga queen, and she is. Oh my gosh, her yoga is amazing. But she does have a lot of kids in a short time. I don't know how she keeps it together there. Can't fake that one.
It doesn't make it okay for her to pretend to be Spanish.
Oh, it certainly doesn't. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah. I'm just saying I didn't hear about that because I've been doing like on average 2 videos a day, at least one, and when I've heard about, I guess that just news went off my radar.
It's like a lot of her career she owes to pretending to be Hispanic.
Yep. That's why they don't like her.
But why would being Hispanic get her a better career?
She was on Hispanic talk shows, cook shows, and stuff like that. And
I guess
pretending to talk with a Spanish accent and everything. Yeah, she's as white as can be. I forgot what state she's from, but it's like basically all farms.
Well, she must have a pretty good accent, though, to be honest.
She had a accent. She had down pat.
The thing is, she didn't speak in Spanish. She just spoke with the stereotype accent. When someone's impersonating a Spanish person.
Right, but how did
that's how she would speak. They started realizing something was off about her when she would say certain words and act like she didn't know what it meant in English, like the word cucumber.
Right.
And it's just like the way she said it. They're like, if you're learning from Spanish to English and you're saying cucumber is still cucumber.
Right.
It's not a different word. And so the fact that she was purposely voicing the accent, people started picking up on it. And then Hispanic people who watched her said, she's not Spanish. Like, that's someone who the way someone sounds when they're making fun of Spanish people, not when they're actually learn Spanish and English as their second language. Like,
Well, the
it's
thing
it's
is,
a totally different. Like, if you're from the culture, you pick up on it real quick. And then the dialect that she was trying to use, people who lived in that area, like the where she claimed she was from, they're like, that's not our dialect. That's not how we speak. And so it basically let the cat out of the bag. And so people started digging, like, wait a minute. And they're like, no, she's not even Spanish. She's never lived here. She's visited here, but she's...
Well, the thing with language is you could fake it for a short time, but like over time, people start to realize how good and bad you are.
Well,
Like,
as I said, she never spoke the language. She
right,
just spoke in broken English.
right.
pretending that she
But
was learning
anything
English.
with linguistics, you could get away with for a little while. Like, you're here in Japan, right? So my Japanese it's pretty damn good, but like people think it's a lot better than it is within the first 5 minutes of meeting me. When
Yeah,
you
but
talk
you're
to me
not
for an
flat out
hour-
saying that you're Japanese with Japanese parents and that you grew up in this place. Like, you're a natural born Japanese person. You know, like, if people look at you, they're gonna say they know you're not Hispanic because of the way you look.
Yeah. No,
And
I'm making my point is it takes a little time to find out a fake with language, with an accent or whatever, because you got to hear it for a little while. If you just hear it quickly, you could be like, okay, you know, whatever, like a 5-minute thing, they could get away with it. But once you start hearing more and more, you find the kinks in the armor, you know? So like you could fake it for short periods pretty good. But once long-term things start coming up, it gets harder to fake. So what I'm saying about what you're talking about is that this lady over time, then she got caught. But in the beginning,
she got caught all the time. In the beginning, she didn't talk as much. Like, she was more doing than speaking, but she would represent the country of Spain. She would always hold like the flag and saying how she's Hispanic, and so don't ask her much questions. She doesn't know much English.
Right.
The truth is she didn't know much Spanish.
Just like all the Democrats that have Native Indian blood in them, right?
Yeah, but the other thing that made people really mad was she's also went in a beauty pageant to represent the country of Spain. And so a lot of people got really ticked off when they found that out, because they're like, you just took someone else's spot. You're supposed to run for USA, not for Spain.
All right. Well, oh, you know what else is like kind of interesting? Like, you guys know there's the new Wonka coming up with the guy from Dune.
Timothy Chalamet?
Timothy, can't say his last name. Yeah. And what they did was, it was a YouTuber I watch a lot, and he compared that and the 2005 and the original. And what he said was the original was the best because there's so many little hints and clues and psychological things you miss. Then he said 2005's didn't quite get it, but they got something. They had their own unique feel and they had their own thing to it. And they said the new one is just, you know, Hollywood crap to sell.
I still think it's funny because he used to date Lily Rose Depp.
Oh, yeah? No, he didn't say the YouTuber that was talking about it did.
No, I mean, the kid playing Willy Wonka used to date Johnny Depp's daughter. And the reason why he broke up was he didn't like how skinny she was, but then at the same time, he didn't like how skinny he was. And whenever the paparazzi caught them on camera, he said it made him look bad, like his image looked bad. So he broke up with her.
They were in the movie King together.
I would have just married her. Johnny's daughter.
Really hurt her.
I would have just married her.
This is a prequel to Willy Wonka.
Yeah, it's not a direct comparison, but if you get my drift, they were comparing, you know, the themes and ideas and how well written it is and connections between, like character building in the story, and that, you know, Willy Wonka is supposed to be a mystery. You're not supposed to know so much about him, or it takes away from his character.
Right.
You know? So there were things in that kind of took away from his character, and it just didn't seem to work right. And they said a lot of the antagonists were just kind of templates, you know. Yeah. So my point is, the Johnny one,
I think it's going to make it. I think it's going to make a lot of money.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of people. There's not too much competition, and there's nothing wrong with it, if you get my drift. It's just, it's not really like politically driven. It's not feminist. It's not, there's nothing wrong with it. So,
no, it sticks to the script.
yeah, people could just see it. It's still like kind of a fun family thing. So, and he's in Dune, so people.
Yeah, I think Dune's gonna make a lot of money.
He's a good actor. I like him.
Yeah, I'm not even thinking. I just want to see it so damn bad. I don't even care how much. And they pushed it up now to March 1st, which is still far away, but they pushed it back up a little bit.
They did.
Yeah,
They won the special effects.
yeah. I'll be seeing that in the movies. I'll be taking a day off. I'm not taking days off now because I know that's coming, so I'll save up my days off. And that'll be the first movie I see in the movie theaters since the other Dune. Or it was Joker before that. Can't remember. Whatever. I think it was Dune after Joker.
Yeah, Joker 2 is supposed to be coming out, so too as well. I think around that same time. Lady Gaga's in it.
Reviews on to decide if I want to see it or not, though. That's not an auto see for me because I'll have to see how that pans out.
Yeah, they put Lady Gaga in it as Harley Quinn.
Yeah, I have mixed. If she does a good job, fine. But I've obviously got mixed feelings. It's a little weird.
Harley Quinn wasn't good to me, but Suicide Squad was amazing.
The first one.
Which one? Which one? The first or second?
Suicide Squad.
Which one? The first or second? There's two.
The first one.
Oh.
It was amazing. Had Will Smith in it, and I just watched it the other day, and then I put Harley Quinn on, and it was like such a boof.
Bird of Prey. It was nobody went to see that.
Well, the feminist made Bird of Prey, and she took out the male gaze. So Harley Quinn wasn't sexy. They didn't show her ass shots. Like, if you're showing a woman,
just that the story was bad. They edited the story so bad from the comic books, and it just didn't work. Like, what made the comic book charming in the story, and it just like they took away the charisma between the ladies themselves. Because each one is supposed to have their own real, like it's not supposed to make it seem like it was just starring Harley Quinn. It's like, no, they were all equally as front woman as she is, but in the movie they made it specifically like just Harley Quinn with like background dancers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't see the full Suicide Squad. I started watching a little bit, but it looked kind of cool. The second one looked like garbage. So
I found the second one to be a lot more comical than the
first. What do we think of that photo?
I think they call him in the middle of a laugh or in a really odd question. It's like
there was Batman in it, and the Joker was Harley Quinn's girlfriend. Man,
that was a horrible version of Joker. I'm sorry, I did not stand the crack addict wannabe Joker.
I agree there. Agree there 100%. Didn't look really weird.
And the fact that they copied
where's this from?
The existing band with the singer. It's like, oh, he looks happy
Adam
there.
Warren is still the man. He is working tirelessly on the truth, which concerns Johnny Depp. The friendship continues. Thank you, Adam and Jax. What did Jax do? Well, I guess Jax tweeted that. All right. Well, as you can see, the stuff on Johnny's trending right now. This is 15 hours ago, not even 24 hours old. Still trending. Trump said he's going to win New York, New Jersey, and Virginia. So what does this have to do with Johnny? Stop doing drugs, Johnny. All right. It's weird.
Did you ever get to watch One Piece, John?
No, I didn't.
It was really
I like
good.
that.
I do too.
It looks like my cat.
Shit right there.
That looks so comfy.
I want that.
I think everyone in the chat wants one.
This is random, but man.
That's awesome.
That's a nice random thing to Okay, Johnny would love this. As spoiled as he is, I'll probably look for one. I guess
must be Johnny.
Anyone would like that, right?
Yeah, if you had the room for it.
I
know it's kind of hard to find a room like that in Japan, that big.
That's for the most part. Well, if you live out in the countryside, houses are a lot bigger.
Yeah, but those big rooms are usually meant for like the sedan and stuff like that for people to
Oh,
pray.
you can still put it in there though if you want.
Yeah, but they don't leave it out. They roll it right back up once sunlight.
I'm saying if it was my house. I'm not saying if someone Japanese. I'm saying if I bought it, then now getting some political crap mixed in here. Okay, this is an old one.
Did you hear about Nicolas Cage? That's Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt with Johnny Depp.
Yep, I know. It's a weird photo.
They're just easy partying up a storm. Somebody snapped a picture and it's lived.
Yeah. Easy to kick him in the crotch right there. So Lisa, thank you. I'm going to take some comments. So comments have been rolling and I've been leaving that super chat up. So let me take some comments. Let's see. Oh, sister cousin, I was just thinking that you didn't like thespians and I got the wrong interpretation translation. You know what? I got to admit something. I don't even know what thespian means. What exactly is that?
Actor.
That's it?
Yep, it's entertainer.
Okay. What does that root from? What word? What is that from? Why?
Thespian is just an older, I do believe it comes from England. It'd be an older, just like a poet is a bard.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Stuff are called thespians.
Right. I didn't even know that. What's up, Erin? Nice to see you. Thank you. Naomi, thank you for stopping by. What about Nicolas Cage? I don't know. What about him?
I was about to tell you, if you heard the news about Nicolas Cage, he did an interview recently. In an interview, he talks about how he only has about maybe 2 or 3 movies left in him, and then he wants to retire because his father passed away in his 70s, and Nicolas Cage says he's getting up there in age, and he really, now that he's older, he wants to focus more on his wife and kids because he said the whole entire time he's been making movie after movie after movie to pay for the IRS, and he finally got his name, cleaned, a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago. And he says now that, he just wants to relax and enjoy family life. He has a new baby girl and he's
how old is he?
Married. He's in his 60s now. I think he's 60.
Huh.
I thought he was older than that because he was the one that gave Johnny Depp his first kick into theater, sent him to his agent, and that's when Johnny was 20 when he starred on Nightmare on Elm Street. And I think Nicolas Cage was already, I think he might be a little bit older than 60. I think he might be in his 60s, but late 60s.
Nick Cage is 59.
Okay. Nick Cage is 59?
Yeah.
Then how the heck did he must have
he was already famous before that because of who his family members were. That's why he changed his name.
Who's his family members?
Kaplan, something like that. I forget who it is.
He was born January 7th, 1964.
Yeah,
so he's about to turn something. I mean, he's already pretty much the next year older in a couple of weeks, right? So
this will probably be his 60th and his big one.
Yeah, he's 59. So he'll be 60 in 3 weeks.
Interesting.
He's been acting since he was a teenager, and when he got his first really big break, that was around the time he met Johnny Depp. But Johnny Depp has always been a good friend to him.
Oh, Coppola.
There you go.
He refused to use his Coppola name because he wanted to succeed without using family name, and he did.
He didn't want to be a baby.
Way to go. Yeah, with his movies hit and miss with me. I like some of them. I really like some of them were just.
What are you looking at, John?
ADHD and PTSD. Okay.
He has a lot of time on their hand. That's clever.
Yeah. Oh. I guess so. Johnny is a kind of a Backstreet Boys band in Japan that's trending with the same thread with Johnny Depp.
No kidding.
Johnny Depp has always been popular with the ladies here in Japan. I had female students that just adore him. And
I know.
So yeah, it's not something that suddenly happened. It's like, no, he's always been really loved by most of the people here in Japan.
No, I know, absolutely. I have the same thing. I ask students and like, like I ask like junior high school students and adults and like whoever, like, do you like Johnny Depp? And they'll all say yes. Like
And
45-year-olds,
their face like lights up
junior
to
high
like,
school
oh,
students.
it's Johnny
Yeah, it
Depp.
doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
They're like, they're so happy.
I work with a girl that says she doesn't like him, but the only reason why is because I talk about him too much.
Okay. I mean, if they're like really young, they don't really know anymore, like 10, 11, 12, 13, but even like junior high level, they know who he is from Pirates, you know.
Oh,
when
they
they were-
most certainly do. They know who he is.
So, or adults, especially women, or men, yeah, everyone actually,
There's still an awful large of the population, large segment that does not know that he started out as a musician, that he paints, that he writes. He's so well read. Some guy, who was it, Stephen Dowder? Somebody asked him to be in his movie, and it's one of them dumb movies, Tusk, that he was in. But when he texted him and asked him, he said his response was so eloquent. It was like I was talking to.
Oh, you're talking about Kevin Smith?
Yeah, Kevin Smith.
It wasn't for Tusk. It was for the other movie that his daughter's in. It was right before Tusk.
Yeah, their daughters went to school together, so that's how he knew him. But yeah, Johnny agreed to play in Tusk. If you've ever watched it, it's absolutely the weirdest movie in the world. He changes into a walrus. But he asked him if he could make his nose look like a penis, and you don't know that because it's on the side. It's humorous.
Mm-hmm.
But once you heard him ask that and say that, then when you watch it, you go, he did. He was just being funny.
Yeah, it's kind of like when they asked him to be in 21 Jump Street to make a cameo. He's like, yeah, but can you kill me?
Yeah, they did.
And so they shot him in the film. It was Johnny Depp who offered, like, oh yeah, I'll be in it. Can you kill me? And they're like, wait, what? Because he wasn't supposed to be killed off when they originally asked him to be it, but Johnny Depp asked him to kill him.
It was a metaphoric way for him to let it go because he hated that time of his life.
Yeah, he did.
What's up, Sinesta? Didn't even realize you remember. Thank you so much for that membership. Wait, you've been a member for a long time. Did you have a name change? Because I can't remember that name, but the membership's a little older.
Sinesta's a cool name.
Yeah, I honestly can't remember that name, and I would remember. I remember pretty much all member. I mean, I just really should remember that name. So possibly a name change. But thank you so much. Is that picture real? It looks a little fake. I guess
I think it's the reflection of the monitor, like on the glasses. It looks really cool.
Who is that? I have no idea who that kid is.
I don't know.
It's got like no views. Oh, it was posted 32 seconds ago.
Oh, well, that's why.
Okay, it's got 4 views now.
Kids.
That's what I do, John, all day long when I have time, or if I'm driving, and not me driving, but riding in the car. I just sit and hit likes. I just keep that stuff in the algorithm.
Me too. As long as I check for 1 second if I actually like it. Once in a while, I like things. I make a mistake because I'll flip around, and I've even mistakenly liked Amber stuff. I'm just kind of liking so much stuff. Then I checked Amber and it was like, oh, I do shit by accident. Oh, okay, cool sound. That's great.
There's a filter on TikTok.
No, thank you so much for the membership. It's a big help. I know. I mean, I don't have a lot of member content and things, and people don't really feel when they donate it does anything, but it helps things roll. It helps my channel roll. It helps me get videos out. It helps me take the time for it. So,
Hey, now
definitely helps.
In the chat, Sound Surgeon, he says, "Oh God, I'm going to try to learn the swear words in Shakespearean time and go off on that repartee." Google Shakespearean insults. He was the mastermind of the insult, and they're hilarious. I teach Shakespeare, And I actually have like a Rolodex where it has 3 sections. You just do 1, 2, 3. And I have my 11th graders, they do a insult off and they just sit and they just slam each other and people cry. You cry so hard because it's hilarious. So check that out, Sound Surgeon. Shakespearean insults.
When I was in high school, we had an English class just mostly like study like Shakespearean plays and stuff. And I ended up making a lot of friends because I was the only one that could actually like translate what he was saying, like in normal, I guess, high school terms, so they can understand it, what he really meant in certain things. And
Without
like
a
in
doubt.
that class, they suddenly all wanted to work with me when it came to play. Like, wait, what does this mean? What does he mean by this? And like how to explain.
Even with the 9th graders doing entry level Romeo and Juliet, because that was my forte. That's why I studied at University of Michigan. When they're reading it, they don't know what they're saying, and it's just like
yeah. So like I knew what they were saying because I happened to really like Shakespeare and poetry, so I taught myself before I even got to that class. So I already knew what a lot of the dialect was really saying. And so when we had to do like Othello, for example, they didn't understand a lot of the terms that Iago was saying. And I'll be the only one laughing, like, oh my God. And they're like, boy, what does that mean? And I'm like, okay, this is what it really means. Because the teacher wasn't going to tell us for some odd reason. This teacher was like, oh, you must discover on your own kind of.
It's true, though. You have to take the connotation which it's being used. And the reason why is when Shakespeare created these plays back in the 1500s, early 1600s, people would go and he made up so much language so he could get the iambic pentameter going. And they didn't know what they meant as much as we don't know what it meant. People think that back then it was much easier. It wasn't easy to understand it back then, but you had to watch what was going on. You just sort of get it. You just sort
That's the thing. Like Shakespeare wanted to constantly educate his audience because he refused to have that standard that with the royal families at that time were trying to portray the poor peasants uneducated, dumb, like they shouldn't deserve that kind of theater and all this kind of stuff. And he's like, well, they're that dumb, I'm going to educate them. So
yeah,
he purposely kept trying to like
didn't allow it. That's why Queen Elizabeth built the Globe on the other side of because she was Protestant and she liked theater, and so she was the reason why he was able to do it. But all I heard is that Jean de Barry, when and if it comes to the United States, that they won't have closed caption. They won't have. I'm still going to go see it if it comes, by all means. But you'd think that they would give you that, because I can't speak French. French and me just.
There's one movie I do want to see that I think has already came out, and that's the Godzilla -1.
Oh, right. I heard that was fantastic.
Yeah, I heard it's going to be so good. Well. And that the Godzilla is actually a man in a suit the majority of the time in the film. I'm like, oh, classic Godzilla.
Yeah, look. Not only special effects, looks like they had just like quality filming and cuts, and a real way of building fear and suspense, not just like this bullshit special effects in front of you.
And they said the script was good too. It wasn't just that the special effects. I said it was actually a really good story from start to finish. So I really want to see it.
I don't know what the heck's on in theater. I'm sort of like John. I mean, I've been to more movies than you have, but I can't remember. I think the last movie I went to see was Ford versus Ferrari.
Okay, I have no idea.
3 or 4 years. The owners of the companies, when they first started making cars, when Ford was being created, and it was a big race.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It was super good. My husband fell asleep in it, but
that's funny.
The last one I saw was Avatar. Avatar 2, Way of Water. It was really, really good, but I think it was a little too long. But it's a really good movie, especially if you have kids, because it shows like family value. Like it was more about family, but it was also from the dad's point of view, like how hard the father has to work to, keep his family together, even though you're getting attacked from all sides, and he feels like he might be making a mistake, and showing favoritism to one kid, and it was really, really nice, really pretty too.
I like theater. I like theater.
No doubt, no doubt. What? I was forgetting. Okay, yeah, I guess this was all the news there was, and I thought there'd be more Aquaman 2 news as we're getting closer. I mean, I gotta admit, people just say it's gonna bomb, but
That's why there's no news. It's very
yeah.
intelligent.
Yeah, I mean, well, news and promotion are two different things. Yeah, I guess there's no promotion either. I guess promotion brings news, right? So, I don't know. I don't know. I just can't see. Is there any other case in history where a movie made 1.1 billion and the next one lost money ever?
First time.
Has it ever happened? What's that?
First time for everything.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
I doubt it.
Maybe Rogue One, and then like the last 3 Star Wars movie, how badly they bombed.
They didn't quite bomb. They should have made more. They didn't quite bomb. I mean, whatchamacall? Okay, so they need 410 million to break even.
Aquaman?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. So
A lot of coins.
I think the Flash did 227 or something. I mean,
God.
That was a
If
horrible.
Michael Keaton can't even save the Flash, it was.
Yeah, I know, right?
He's brilliant. So it's just like.
So that's what they need. The number's 410.
That's unbelievable to break even. Hey, Bernice, member for 13 months. You rock.
I'll give it a shout out. So yeah, 410 is kind of doubtful. I mean, that's I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't be surprised if it made 410. I'd be like, okay, but
Do you see Amber's last movie's up to like 28,000?
I don't know. I heard it was like, yeah, I think they paid her 65,000.
Well, remember she's was an assistant producer or something in it, which means she had to pay for the movie out of pocket.
Producers pay, directors direct. But
yeah, she was producer, so she paid.
She's got
so much for the movie to get it done.
She's never gonna have a want for anything.
I think that's another reason why a lot of people are still bringing her up, is because she never got punished, like by the law. She never really got punished for what she did.
That too. That's another thing. There was actually no.
Because you hear about it. If the guy cut off his wife's finger, he would be in jail.
Without doubt.
Regardless if you say, oh, this, and that. Like, no, the moment you cut off,
Well,
you're going to jail.
Celebrity, maybe not. Yeah. I mean, celebrities get off the hook, but if he was a regular dude, yeah.
That's a shame.
So whatever happened to Chris Brown? He abused Rihanna, right? What happened? Jail?
He abused lots of girlfriends.
Jail?
And he stole a bunch of guns, and yeah, the police have been called to his house numerous times for
no jail.
Yeah, no jail, no nothing.
So celebrities get away with it. That's the thing, right?
And he was caught in the act. He was caught beating her in the car. The police officers caught him doing it.
See, I don't understand why they can't just arrest him, put him in jail. Point blank.
Because he can sing.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. But normal dude, yeah, you're right. Normal dude, yeah. He
beat the crap out of Rihanna, and that was right before that award show too. Man, she was tore up.
But don't worry, you put some ice on it and some red lipstick, and you're good to go, right? Yeah. And Amica cream. You gotta use Amica cream.
I bought some Amica cream just out of humor to give the company a boost. And I bought that bruise kit.
Cool.
Oh my God, it's so stupid. My bruise kit. I mean my cover up.
The thing is, there is a makeup kit called Bruise Kit, but it's a theater cream, which is makeup kit, which is made to make bruises, not cover them up.
She wasn't good at setting up scenes, leaving that knife on the bottom of the bed when she said, Johnny, kick that bed. I watched a video from somebody that was really obscure.
Did you see the picture that she had of Johnny sleeping with the ice cream that she put in his hand? That's because he was asleep, it tipped over and spilled all over him. She cropped that picture. When they showed the real picture in court, you see the bruise kit, makeup kit right there on the floor. Yep. With the title bruise kit on it.
Yeah. And her laying her feet up on the table where there's a perfect line of Coke. There's his case, cigarette case where it says Johnny Depp's. A full glass of whiskey. There's no ice.
Drug users, heavy drug users are so neat and precise, and
she had to be so wasted.
Oh, and they have to use that nice, delicate glass to drink their shot. Yeah, the fancy cup.
Stupid.
High class.
Yeah, no class. And but what's weird too is we haven't heard anything about David, her father, in Texas.
He's been in hiding since the whole entire dogfighting ring came to light.
Right. Yeah, I remember that. I covered that a long time ago.
Long time ago, but you'd think that he'd pop up here or there because he had a lot to say when this first started with Johnny. Johnny was going to make me a star. He was going to start my own production company. He offered me
to make a movie for me, but then all that text message of him talking to Johnny came out too. Oh, you're a son to me. I love you. Blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
So I was
he was worth $650 million at one time, but that's a lot of money, and I'm sure that all of Amber's family did very well off him.
Oh, did you see all the Aquaman toys and all the stores have been like marked down to like $2?
Like, yeah, I made a video.
The movie came out yet.
No Mara.
No, they have Mara.
They did?
Yeah, and she looks ugly. The doll looks ugly. They did not make her look pretty at all. She kind of looks like a male action figure that they painted to look female.
Was it the old Amber from Aquaman 1 or the new Aquaman?
New Amber outfit. They just didn't like put much effort into her action figure.
What store did you see that at?
There's a lot of YouTubers actually have been posting it. A lot of it. What's his name? Geek Clum showed it.
I did this one, right? Amber Heard and Mara nowhere to be found on Aquaman 2 toys, right? So
no, yeah, she's been around. It's just her doll isn't really attractive at all. Like if you look at her doll from the first movie, it's a nice doll, and the second one is just like, wow, they did a cheap dollar brand paint on her.
I looked for it for a while because I was going to get one to make fun of it.
Okay.
And I couldn't find it anywhere.
Amy was done with a text message with later everything in 10 years.
Maybe I am looking in the wrong place.
So I guess those like Shane's relative. I don't know, someone Shane knew or something. I don't know.
Interesting.
So yeah, I guess that's about it for these trends. They kind of end here. I don't see anything else. But no, that's okay. That's okay. So, anyway.
And I get it. You guys go. I just saw the time. So
yeah, it's about 11:15 here. So
or 9:15 in the morning here.
Yeah, I'm on 1:48. I'll chill a little while longer. It's like I don't know. I don't have to wake up till like 10 tomorrow. So.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But you'll get up earlier than that.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe not. I gotta clean up. It's gonna suck. But if you gotta go, that's cool, Osaka.
Yeah, I gotta get up early.
Yeah. So thank you for stopping by with the poncho and everything.
Gotta stay warm.
Love it.
It was a lot warmer today than it was the past few days. But yeah.
What's your temperature there?
I actually forgot. But it had been dropping.
Probably not that cold yet.
We had like a really windy, cold day the other day.
We
So
had
it was
wind
like really, really cold, and then today it's just been sunny and nice.
I'm in Michigan. We're supposed to be having 2 feet of snow by now. We haven't had any. Oh, Dan.
What's up,
Here's a
Dan?
drink for Dan.
You got a screenshot, and I know Dan doesn't want shout outs either. The shout outs are kind of for me as a way for me to say thank you. So I like to give the shout outs, so but definitely get a shout out.
So bye everyone. Thank you, E-Hacker, for having me on. I love being on your show and talking with you.
Thank you so much for stopping by.
And keep us updated if your wife and children, if they enjoyed Disney.
Yeah, no, they do, I'm sure.
They go quite a bit, don't they?
To a certain extent.
So bye everyone. Bye Laura B.
See you. Thank you.
See you.
Take care.
All right. I'm trying to look for Dan on my actual homepage. I can't get it. But yeah, Dan, thank you so much. I can't see if there's a sticker on that one because why not? Why can't I?
Why can't I? Let me see.
I'm not getting it on my cell phone for some reason because I clicked off to look at some other stuff, and there was just a recent update for YouTube and the interface is like a little bit weird.
They're always weird.
Yeah, it's okay. Oh wait.
No sticker.
Oh wait, I got it. Let's see. Yeah, no. Oh, there's like a heart there. But okay, yeah, Dan, thank you, man. You could come on here if you want. Someone could come on. I don't care. I'm on about an hour 50. I'll go to at least 2 hours. I was gonna do 3, but I don't know. I probably at about a certain point kind of run out of steam, run out of momentum. I don't know how Colonel Kurtz does it. What does she do? How does she stay on for so long?
She's always got a lot to say. She's a talker.
See, I don't like to continue unless I think people are interested. And if it's like kind of relevant, you know what I mean?
That's relevant right there, I'm telling you.
Oh, very nice. But unfortunately, I got to keep that small.
My granddaughter.
Oh, very nice.
I'm just showing off. She lives in Florida now, and my heart's broken.
I used to live in Florida.
Yeah, she lives by Orlando. Her Aunt Sherry has quite the house, and Sophia's mom wanted a new start, so they moved down there.
That's good. Well, let's see. Dan says, that was the oddest looking push-up I've ever seen. You passed it quickly, and I don't know exactly what he's referring to.
I don't either.
Push-up, like a physical exercise push-up? Like a push-up bra?
It might be that, too. Did you pass some boobalicious woman?
I don't think so. So, yeah, I don't know. Sorry, Dan. I don't know exactly what you're talking about, man. But thank you so much for that super chat. It's a big help. I guess maybe one day we'll get back to it. So, right. And, right, there was some other movie possibly that's going to happen where Johnny's supposedly going to play the devil or something.
I think he'd do an amazing job at that.
I do, too. I think that'd be great.
I think he would nail it.
Yeah. I'd actually like to see that.
Yep. Because he likes to step into the shoes of somebody else and not be Johnny. And that would be total makeup. And, he's got the fire in him. He can do it.
Well, I think he's got the voice for it, too.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, he could. I think he could really nail the voice on that one.
Yeah. He does have a really low voice.
Yeah, he's got that low, and it could be evil if he wants, I bet. So, yeah.
I bet. I would like to see just a little shot of him doing it because I'm sure that people would just be going, oh.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I don't think it's going to happen, to be honest. It was just some guy, I think, saying he wants Johnny.
It might, as long as it's not made in the United States. I mean, he really is avoiding the U.S. like a plague. It's because of the media. It's not the people. It's the media. He can't win over here.
Well, obviously, yeah.
you know, everything good that's happened to him, you've not seen one thing on E! Entertainment.
Well, here and there.
Not of him, but it's all of Amber. She's on a comeback. She's
No,
got a
I've
new
covered,
movie release.
I've covered some, you know, people in Variety who said some things about him.
Variety.
Yeah, they here and there.
Yeah, well, that's good.
No,
I'm talking about the TV show Monday through Friday, E! Entertainment. Dun dun dun.
we got one more from Dan.
Get out.
It might have been an advertisement, the push-up, maybe a GIF. Anyway, they did a Dark Shadows remake with Johnny. Okay, maybe. I kind of remember that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think I know what you're
Dark
talking about.
Shadows with Johnny Depp is one of my favorite movies that he's done.
I passed by that quick. Okay. I don't know if I'll get that back though. So all right. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Okay.
Because I used to watch, I'm at the age to where I used to watch, I am the exact same age as Johnny. So every time he talks about, you know, back when he was a kid watching TV, that's what I watched. And I grew up on Dark Shadows. Cheesy.
I remember it now. Yeah. I passed it quick because I get copyright claims sometimes, even from a short clip. So that's why I have to pass stuff off quick, or I could do it like frame by frame. But I've gotten copyright stuff on such 3-second things where I was like, what the hell did I get copyrighted on? Then I look back when they tell me, I'm like, that? I literally scrolled by that freaking thing. So I got to be real careful, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's why I think DARTH is done.
I don't see anything else. The Johnny stuff kind of petered off at this point.
Put it in the search part. Johnny Dark Shadows.
I guess. Nah, not really. Okay. Well, this is from 2021. This wasn't the trending one, but there's something.
Yeah, he was awesome in that movie. Did you see it?
No, I don't. No, I kind of wish I did. I mean, once this is over, I got to edit videos. I got to clean the house, and I won't even really have time. I wouldn't even have time to watch a movie.
You could put it on in the background. Just watch the trailers.
But it's not the same,
I know it's not.
That's a pretty good picture.
Man, that profile of his, that's what gets people. He's got one heck of a profile.
Christopher Lee. Yeah. Right. Great.
Tim Burton. That's his first job. That was Nightmare on Elm Street.
Right. And everyone saw that from my generation.
Helen Bonham Carter.
I didn't realize it was Johnny Depp till recently, but then when someone told us oh yeah, now I clicked immediately, but I never actually.
No, Alice Cooper's in it. His granddaughter's like, I want Alice Cooper. He's like, ooh, that's the ugliest woman I've ever seen. It's hilarious. Yeah, and so he comes in, he does a couple of his really dark songs. That's how they met.
It's kind of weird. They don't even have Alice on that poster. Well, I guess whatever. I guess they have some.
Yeah, that's a little strange, isn't it? I never thought of that.
I like Johnny and all, but I'm just saying it's actually Alice in Wonderland.
That was a good movie, too.
So, no, Kim, I've never seen Black Mass. Kim asked if I saw Black Mass. I got to get around to that sometime, but I can't really get movies on my own. I have to go to a friend's house and watch them there, and I can't easily just click and get a movie. I don't buy movies, so
a lot of them are on YouTube. You can find them on YouTube.
Yeah, that's true. Once in a while.
Black Mass is intense.
Yeah, I got to see that. They took
a kissing scene out at it. There's some gal, she's famous. I can't think of her name. There's a scene where she's a prostitute. She was being arrested and they took her or whatever, and Johnny has her up against the wall and he kisses her, and apparently they had to take 16 takes. And they had to cut it out because she couldn't control herself. She couldn't quit. She was just blush. She couldn't stay in character because she was so enamored with kissing Johnny Depp.
Really?
Yeah, 16 takes. Yeah, true story. It's great.
That's crazy.
Because he plays a really mean guy in that movie.
They couldn't just freaking get it right. I mean, she couldn't just freaking get it right. Like,
I don't know if her knees were buckling or if she was laughing or what it was, but she just couldn't hang. She just couldn't, because she was just all flu.
that's interesting.
Oh, I might act that way, but I sure would like to find out.
Right. So he was at that time about 57.
Somewhere around there, maybe even a couple years younger. It doesn't matter. So I called him a washed up, you're no good. It's like, he's like, baby, I could still get a 22-year-old siren on my lap right now. And she's like, no, you couldn't. It's like, are you kidding? That's 10 years ago and he still could.
Yeah, he probably still could.
Without blinking.
So that's kind of crazy. But yeah, so you type in Dark Shadow, a bunch of stuff comes. I never use a search on Twitter for some reason.
Yeah.
X, whatever. All right. But anyway, what else is...
He would take his nails off every day, the Barnabas Collins nails, and give them to the cast. He said for some reason everybody in the cast that worked on this movie wanted my nails. He said it was so gross, but okay, here you go. Because he had to have nails. So people are like,
I'd like a guitar pick. If Johnny gave me a guitar pick, that would be something.
He throws out hundreds of them during his concerts.
You should have got one of those for me.
If I had got one, I would send it to you.
Yeah. Well, you shouldn't. I shouldn't want it. If you got two. If you got two, then
no, I wouldn't keep it. I would send it to you.
So I don't know, but if you actually had something from Johnny Depp, I don't know if I'd accept that. That's should be special.
Well, if I got a kiss from him, I wouldn't give that to you. That's for sure. I would keep that for myself.
I would definitely take the guitar pick. So, I always wanted one of John Lennon's guitar picks.
Well, that one I might not share.
Yeah, that I don't think's possible. Well, the other thing I wanted to do is, he has a place in New York and in Tokyo, and if I could get on that property and take a branch off of a tree and carve a guitar pick out of that branch, it would kind of be like his guitar pick.
I get it. I do. I truly understand. I went to Shakespeare, where he grew up and lived in Stratford-upon-Avon.
Yeah.
And the gardens are phenomenal. And I cut a rose.
Oh, that's great. I
felt like I was being such a thief. And I stored it ever so gently, and I pressed it in a book, and I still run across it once in a while. And it's just like, that's so cool. Yeah,
that's what I want to do. He had a place in Tokyo because obviously, he was married to you-know-who.
Yeah. So, she's work.
At some point, if I could just get on that property somehow, there's got to be, obviously someone owns it. It's still there. And
there's got to be tourism to where you can go.
Yeah. But I need something tangible enough to carve a pick out of.
That'd be cool as heck.
I can't just take something. I want something related to music. And that's the only way. I don't want to buy something anyone can buy. That's like a souvenir thing. That doesn't really matter.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
right.
That's
why I took a flower. Believe me, in Shakespeare's city.
Right. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So many things, but it was a beautiful mauvey purple flower. And it just was, I get it. Look at him. He looks so much like
if I talked to Johnny Depp, I probably could talk to him about John Lennon and the Beatles forever. And it wouldn't even, after 5 minutes, it wouldn't even be like I was talking to Johnny anymore. I swear to God.
I've known Beatles all my life, but it's been the past 4 or 5 years that I really fell in love with them. I started listening to LPs. I got a record player, and I got their Abbey Road, and I put it on. It just sort of I don't know, it talks to you,
Yeah. But, Johnny's a huge Lennon fan, so.
I've always been a Lennon fan, but the Beatles, I always thought they were just sort of like a 4-note strummer,
No,
they weren't.
No.
They were.
They were, but they evolved. That's the whole thing, right? So.
Yeah, they did. I watched the documentary on them, and it was amazing, absolutely amazing.
So, but Dan, I got to thank you very much, and for better or worse, you will be getting some shout outs in some upcoming videos, but I want to take some comments. So Kim says, it's amazing to me that some people didn't realize Keith Richards and Paul McCartney both played pirates. I didn't even know Keith Richards played a pirate until you just said it, but I knew Paul did.
No, Keith Richards played his father. That's who he based his character off of.
I know. Yeah, that I know, but I didn't know Keith was in a movie. I knew Paul was.
Yep. He was just in one movie, and he did good.
What's up, Bosette? Nice to see you. Nice to see you.
Another beautiful name.
Bosette?
Bosette.
It's a pretty nice name. It's
like
interesting. Yep, Bosette's had that account for a very long time. So with that name, I know these things. I had an English friend when I was 16. She introduced me to the Beatles. Yeah, my father's been playing that. The first song I heard was Imagine. They played it for me after I was born. But, then after that. So I'm pretty much a built-in Beatles fan. But I really actually like the band, right? I think I would have definitely listened to them even if, my father wasn't a Beatles fan. Just one of those things that, yeah.
Kim says, Paul tells Al Pacino's skeleton in a bar joke. Doc tells that too. It's so a skeleton walks into a bar, orders a beer and a mop.
I saw At a World's End and I saw Curse of the Black Pearl. I can't remember what else I saw after that. I don't know. I didn't see them all though.
I love that joke.
No, maybe so. What was the one where at the very end, Orlando Bloom becomes the captain, the guy, he becomes like Davy Jones or something? And
I have to say that out of
that World's End?
everything of Johnny Depp, the Pirates is the one that I'm the least likely to know anything about.
Right. Probably World's End. It's, probably World's End. I can't quite remember. That's the only, I saw the one where the world flips over.
The World's End, I think, was the last one. Yeah. That was a really high money-making CGI movie.
Okay. Oh, that was the third one. Okay. Yeah, I get him confused. I might have seen more than two, but I still think the first one was probably the most classic. Like the sword fight with Orlando Bloom when you first see Johnny. That was still my favorite scene ever when he first appears like that.
Yeah. I like the movies. It's just if I've got to go, I'm going to watch a Johnny Depp movie, that's usually not ones that I would show. It doesn't mean I don't like
them. Me neither. I was just randomly,
right. I like those fights too. And when you watch the outtakes, oh my God.
No, I actually didn't, but yeah, Donnie Brasco and Black Mass, I'm sure a world away from Pirates of the Caribbean. It's like two completely different worlds.
And that's what makes him so unique is you associate him with a pirate, but he's not a pirate playing Donnie Brasco. He's a method actor. He becomes those people. I bet it's hard for him to decompress after he plays a gangster, for 6 months, 12 hours a day or something. I don't know. It just seems like.
Well, that's actually what Donnie Brasco was about a little bit, is he got too into the mob undercover and he kind of became like it.
Yes, he did.
Right? That's kind of what it was about. And that was a true story, right? Yeah.
Yep. Black Mass too. City of Lies. That was really good too.
Oh, okay. This is an Amber fan about Johnny. I need him in that casket instead.
Oh, God.
That's a little overboard, man.
A little? That's shameful. I think I even commented on that.
Yeah. All right. Well, see, that's the difference, man. Johnny fans just don't act like that. That is not. What?
That sounds like Amber in one of her 100,000 made up. I think that a lot of it's her under different names.
Oh, right. Yeah. Right. Washington Post. Yeah, I heard there's some big Washington Post strike or walkout, or it's always some stupid strike or walkout. Oh, here's the one I covered. Right. This is one of my next videos. 12 most. It's just Harry's 5, Amber's 1, and
second year in a row.
Yeah.
That's gotta be hurtful.
I guess Chris Brown is high on the list. I mean, low on the list because he's not well known. He's not as well known as these two, right?
Yeah.
So that's pretty funny. I don't hate Harry. I just think he's a simpy loser.
Yeah,
Of.
I don't follow him too much, but I think he did his brother and his dad wrong, and I think that's all brought on by her. I don't think he'd ever been there.
Yeah, this Amber stuff is still out there.
Oh man, they replay the clips from the trial. I'll spend 10 minutes watching one. It's just incredulous. You just can't believe the things that she said and did.
I've actually never seen this picture.
I haven't either.
What's up, Victoria? Nice to see you. You get too involved and can lose your mind for real. Right, that's what he was saying about before,
True.
right? Yeah, I think in a way that kind of happens to YouTubers a little bit. Because, like, in your real life, like, like 4 people or whatever. But then on YouTube and shit, you've got, like, all these fucking friends and subscribers and, like, Twitter followers and all this shit going on. Once you click something, then your real life, it's like, I'm just, some nobody. Like, some
down the rabbit hole, yep.
Yeah, just kind of. But then you can kind of be like, well, you know what? Like, if I was on YouTube or X or whatever, you wouldn't be saying that. You'd be more like, care, and I would be like kind of a different dynamic.
Right.
So it kind of follows you a little bit, So
yeah, it's a wicked industry. There's a payoff if you get there, and I think Johnny's there because he really doesn't care.
Will Smith backstep. Oh, right. I guess Will Smith was also at the right.
Went up and gave him a
Still
hug.
going crazy with videos here.
Umbrella guy, man, Tug has just been slaying her. He draws and quarters her every time he has it.
Yeah, I mean, I still cover her, absolutely, but I'm trying to mix in other things and see what, obviously.
Right.
So, I don't really get tired of it, but I get tired myself of. What the heck? Yeah, I get tired myself of talking about things. I need breaks, I can't be all the time. Can't be too much. I've actually never seen that picture either.
I think I have, and it's the shoes that caught me.
Right. Yeah, those are weird shoes. That's for sure. But anyway, I'm getting almost to midnight tonight right here, so probably a good time to wrap it up. Got to make a video or 2 before I go to sleep.
Everybody in the chat, please hit the like button before you leave. It's painless and it helps.
Yeah, like's okay. And let's do some thanks though. Obviously, I don't want to go too far. Sound Surgeon, thank you. TJ, thank you. Christine, thank you. Naomi, thank you. Tony, thank you. Tao King, thank you. Erin, thank you. Astrid, thank you. Laura B, thank you. Lily, once again, thank you. And Sinesta, thank you so much. And let's see, did I miss Bernice? I'm not sure. I can't even remember. But Bernice, thank you. Or thank you again. I'm not sure which. Kim, thank you so much. You've been here all night. Sophie, thank you. Nice to see you. All right. What else we got? So, Dan, yes, thank you so much. Kay, thank you so much. And yeah, I think that's about it for now. If there's anything you want to say,
Nope.
Get off your chest.
Get off my chest. No. I want it to snow.
Oh yeah, that'd be kind of nice. As long as I like snow. I don't like when it gets icy.
Didn't I take my phone and show you? And who's the guy you used to always have on? The younger guy that used to sit on the floor?
Charlie or Josh?
Charlie. I think it was Charlie. I took my phone when we had a heck of a snowstorm here, and I showed you the deck and everything, how pretty it was. We took a little wander. Okay, thanks. It was nice to see you too.
Yep, thank you, Aaron. And Lisa, thank you for the donations. It's a big help.
No problem. I love you.
Yep, and I love you too then. So you guys have a great night, and we are now